today we are going to be making some hot sauce. This is the first time I'll be making this recipe for a hot sauce. I made some in the past. It's been a little while, but I made some in the past and I found this and actually found another recipe. I kind of combined them. But if you look down below, I'll have the recipe down below, but I'm going to be chopping everything up here and you see it. And I'm going to be giving you the recipe for a single batch, but I'm actually making a double batch. So keep that in mind. If you see my amounts look different than what I'm saying, that's what it is. But the single amount calls for 1 pound of cayenne peppers. Now, here's a cayenne pepper, okay? In case you see that. When I mess with peppers, I try to wear gloves because I have a tendency to touch my eye, and yeah, that's me. But here's a cayenne pepper. Cayenne peppers are hotter than jalapenos, but milder than habaneros. So they're right there. So they're really good flavor though. I quite did not have a pound of reds, so I got some here that are, you can see, are just starting to turn. So that's what I'm doing. Let me do this to make sure I'm doing it. Yeah. They're just starting to turn. So I have those. Now, I'm making a double, but what I am doing is I'm going to make different kind of peppers in here. What I'm going to be doing is, besides the cayennes for the other pound, because I'm making a double batch, these right here, these are Big Daddy peppers. They're real mild, but they got a lot of really good flavor. And also some red bells. This is the Big Bertha type, in case you're one at home. Now, when you cut these open, you can save the seeds, but these cayennes are a hybrid, so I'm not saving the seeds off these. But normally, when you see me cutting the top off here, you can save some of the seeds and you can just replant them. But these are hybrids, so I'm not gonna. All three of these are hybrids, so I'm not gonna in there. Now, after it gets cooked and everything at the end, my wife got some seeds from a friend of hers at work, and it is a hot Thai pepper. This is a hot Thai pepper, and these are dried. After they had, we just dried them out. Just literally air dried them. That's all we did. What I'm going to be doing is, after I'm all done at the end, you're going to see me adding some peppers to taste to get the heat that I want. And that's, I'll be adding these at that point at the end to get the heat that I want. Because with just the cayennes, it'll be real hot, but it'll be getting more mild, you know, with the Big Daddies and the Big Berthas right here. So the only thing I have in the pot right now is my water, and for a standard recipe it's 3 cups of water and 2 cups of white vinegar. Now, different trains of thought. Some people, you know, use white wine vinegar. I've heard people go back and forth what to use. This is just plain white distilled vinegar in here. So like I said, the amounts I'm telling you are different than what I'm adding because I'm making a double. And so 3 cups of water and 2 cups of white vinegar is in a standard recipe. Then the next thing you want is 2 medium carrots cut up. But this is more, obviously, so you just cut them up. We'll just put them in. And then you need 1 medium onion. So you got 1 medium onion, just white. You can use red if you want here, but since they're cooking for a long time, there really won't be much difference in the flavor cooking that long time. So just get yourself a medium onion right there. And then you need 1 large clove of garlic. Now, I have this minced stuff already that's already minced. A teaspoon is the same as one, so you want to add, you know, and if you like your garlic sauce garlicky, just add a little more. But you can also add garlic right at the end when I'm going to be adding these peppers. You can add garlic right at that point too, to your liking. Because some people, like me, it's that Asian sriracha, I think is the pronunciation. Matter of fact, we saw it twice today. We went into a restaurant, they had it. But it's I think a Vietnamese. I could be wrong. Vietnamese or Thai paste pepper, and they have a lot of garlic in, and they have a non-garlic. So you can add a lot of garlic at the end too, if you're worried. Now, then you also want to add 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of salt. So 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon. And remember, I'm doubling it. I know I've said it a couple times, but I know I'm going to be getting some people, you know, say it's confused. There we go there. Okay, now's the pepper time. I'm just going to start cutting these peppers up. I'll probably speed it up. I might talk along the way, but basically I'm going to be cutting them up. I'll show you a cayenne first, what to do. Here's a cayenne. What you want to do is cut it actually down a little ways, right about there. Okay, right there. Because right up here has the bulk of the seeds and some of the capsaicin. There'll be enough down here for heat, don't worry. But it also has stuff coming down from the stems that could be bitter. So come down about 3/4 inch to 1 inch and just cut it. Right there. Now, here's what I'm talking about if you wanted to save seeds. If this wasn't a hybrid right here, you take these and you just do this. And right there I got about 8 or 10 seeds. So then you just dry them out on a paper towel or something like that. But these are hybrids, so hybrids don't come back true. So if you weren't hybrids, you do that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to be cutting these cayennes up like that. And then I'm also going to be just cutting them in half right here, like that. And then just throwing them in the pot. So I'm just going to continue doing all that. When I get them done, I'll get right here to these. I'm actually going to stop the video. I'm just going to cut all the cayennes up, and I'll stop when I get to the other peppers. I'll see you in a couple minutes. Okay guys, I'm back. I got those up. That only took about 2, 3, 4 minutes. I could have just kept it on. But you can kind of see what it looks like right there with the onions and the cayennes cut up right there. So that was it right there. So let me get this back here so you guys can see. Okay, these are the tops right there. Alright, so now I'm going to do show you one of the big daddies. These, just cut down there, put the top in there, and then what I'm actually going to do is just get the spoon, just to get some of the seeds out. They're not hot, they're not anything, but just to help clean it out. That's it. That's all I'm going to be doing to these. I'm going to keep it on when I do these here, just so you can see how quick it actually is to do these. Now this one has a little spot on it that I'm going to remove. You'll be straining this later, so don't worry about making sure to get all the seeds out. Don't worry about that. Yep. These I'm just going to rough chop a little bit. Same thing with the Big Bertha bells. Just going to take the cap off. And I'm just going to look to make sure there's no big major ugly things. Yeah, once in a while in these milder ones, these bells, the reason I'm trying to scrape some of these out isn't to get the heat out. Sometimes that white capsaicin, although it's not hot, it can be bitter. So it can make your hot sauce a little bitter. So, here, and again, I'm just going to rough chop these up. In there. And now when you're cooking these, you do not want to use regular metal. Stainless is okay, but you don't want to use regular metal. It could have some effect with the vinegar. I don't think it will, but some people do, so it doesn't really matter. But that's it, everything's in here. We'll just make sure. I'll go down the recipe with you, totally down the line, what you have here. 1 pound of cayenne peppers, 2 medium carrots, 1 medium onion, 1 large clove of garlic, 3 cups of water, 2 cups of white vinegar, 1 tablespoon plus 1 tablespoon salt. So that's it. It's all in there. You saw how easy that was. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it just to a boil, not so it boils, almost to the boil. Then I'm going to drop it down to a medium and let it simmer for 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, I'll come back to tell you the remaining ingredients of what you do. That's it. I'll see you in a little bit, guys. Hey guys, here's just a video of it simmering just in the middle, just so you can see what it looks like as it's simmering. I know the more pictures, easier it is for some people. You can see it getting soft. When you're cooking at 45, you might cook it longer. You want the carrots really, really soft, because what the carrots do, they add body to it and they add a little sweetness and just another depth of flavor. That's why the more peppers you have, the better. You can use almost all peppers. Jalapenos would be okay, but I wouldn't use very many of them because jalapenos, plain like in hot sauces, aren't very flavorful. To get them really flavorful, you always see them chipotle, you know, when they're smoked or they're, you know, grilled, then they're really flavorful, but on their own they're not. So I'll try some other peppers, but you can mix or match definitely. Okay, everybody, we are here at the next step right here. The only thing, it's been cooking for simmering for the last like 45 minutes. So I'm going to check one of the carrots. Yeah, they're soft. They're good to go. Turn it off. Now, there's a couple more things you add to this recipe. And here's one. Some people are going to say, huh, what, who? No, you don't have to add this with these last two stuff. I'm actually going to add some pectin. What the pectin is going to do is thicken it up a little bit. It's not going to be like jelly. It's not going to be like jam. But it's going to be a more thicker hot sauce, which I like. You know, like how really thin like Tabasco and everything like that is? Well, you do not have to if you want it super, super thin. I don't want mine thin. I like mine a little thicker. But what you want to do is you want to add a 1/4 cup of liquid or 3 tablespoons of powdered pectin. So it's right here. What you want to do is turn the heat off, okay, and stir it, and as you're adding it, stir it. That'll just help get the clumps. Just stir it in there. That's all you do right there. And we're gonna, this is gonna sit down to room temperature here, probably for another 10-15 minutes just to cool down. And then there's one more ingredient we add when we put it in the blender and blend it. That's it. As soon as it's cool, we'll get back with you guys. Okay guys, the next thing, this is just barely warm at the room temperature here, and I got it. You can just use a regular, this is the Vitamix, but you can just use a regular blender for this. I'm going to have to do this in 2 batches. Single batch, you can just do it in 1. Now, the last ingredient you add is sherry. Just get some full-bodied sherry. What this does is, a lot of the hot sauces most people like are fermented and aged in wood barrels. Since sherry is aged in wood barrels, you're going to get some of that flavor into there. So, and plus, peppers are like tomatoes. They have alcohol soluble flavors. Some flavors will come out in peppers and tomatoes from alcohol. So this here, it's not enough to even feel it, so don't worry. But this is a shot, but since it's a double batch, I'm doing 2. But I'm only going to add half to this here since I'm doing it in 2 batches. So, that's it there. And before I turn that, let me get something to test this with. Alright, here. I'm going to turn it on low. Turn it up a little higher. blended. So we're going to give this a try. Now, I think I did put it in the notes earlier. These little Thai peppers, I did add a couple of those before I boiled it. So let's try this here and check the heatness. You know, with the ones I added to the boil, I think that's just about right. That is right on, and there is a lot of flavor here. Wow. This is some good hot sauce. I'm excited I'm making this here. What I'm going to do is now we're going to be draining this and putting it through a little thing, but I'm going to blend it one more time. All I'm going to do here is blend this up probably for about 1 minute longer. Put the other and blend it there, and then I'll get back with you guys and I'll show you the finished product. Okay guys, here's what I ended up with, like with the double batch. So and these are half-gallon canning jars. Now I'm not going to can these, I'm just storing. This will last 1 year in the fridge, refrigerated. If you want longer life, put it in those small little jars. You can water bath it for about 20 minutes. That'll be in the notes in the recipe, how long, in those little half-pint jars. But this, I'm just keeping it like this. I'll be keeping it in another container. Now, this one's probably for me. Now, this one, I'll probably be giving away to a whole bunch of friends and stuff that I know will like it. Now, I'm going to be making another one, but instead of red cayennes, I'm going to be using green cayennes, which have a little bit different flavor. So I will have a whole nother more hot sauce too, but I do use a lot of hot sauce. I use it on everything. But here's what it is. I really wish you guys had smell-o-vision, because man, this stuff smells great. It tastes great too. Matter of fact, we are having you can see here, roast chicken tonight. See this? We just picked it up when we were at the store. One of those roast chickens you can get. So yeah, that's going to be going on top of that chicken. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Any questions, just put them down below. Any comments? Again, I made a double batch. It calls us for 1 pound of peppers. But what I used was 1 pound of cayennes. Then I used a ½ pound of Big Berthas and a ½ pound of Big Daddy peppers. And then I ended up using 5 of those hot Thai peppers, those little ones. I put, I think 3 in when I boiled and 2 in at the end, or 2 in a boiled and 3 at the end, one or the other. The only thing I did is when I mixed it, I did each half. I put it in a big bowl and mixed it together, because your second batch is going to be a little hotter than your first, because some of the capsaicin will sink when you'll and it get to room temperature. So that way you just mix it all up just to make sure it's the same things. But that's it. And again, at the end when you were mixing it, you could add more garlic in here. If you want big chunks of garlic right in here, you can chop some garlic real fine, or buy that minced stuff, put it in, stir it around, and there you go. You can kind of see the consistency here. This is going to get just a little bit thicker than this when it cools. Not much, but you can still spread it real easy, pour it. You know what I mean? It's just not water. It's nice, thick consistency. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you everybody for subscribing. I do appreciate that. Any questions, or you want any more information, or want another kind of hot sauce or something else in the video, just let me know. Everybody have a great day.